We put him in a draft, rated him. We only took his nads off.
It was while you were sleeping. You didn't mind till you woke up, which was shortly afterwards.
Do you want to count, Dave, or are you?
No, you're recording already, mate.
We're going already.
Yeah,
Oh, cool. So, in your previous session, you guys picked up on a lead from Sheriff Hemlock, who just had a dark feeling, and he asked you to go and investigate the island to the northwest of Sandpoint, known as Chopper's Isle. You picked up on that. You guys headed out in the morning. Addam discreetly asked Minato if he would acquire him a small length of chain for a spell.
I recall that. Yeah.
And Lewis, you would know that went very well. You rolled very well on your checks. Well done. Just, naturally acquired a small piece of chain. So you headed down Junk Beach, down Junkers Bay. Spotted what looks to be the half-orc that you guys had previously encountered during the chili eating competition.
I was racist to him as well.
So all but one of you made a friend.
Kel Surprise. What was his name, Tom?
He didn't
Jeff,
give you a name.
wasn't it?
I don't think.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
Your name's Jeff.
I don't think you actually
Jeff
asked him.
Harford.
I could be wrong.
No,
I
I never did.
haven't noted it in my notes, so
Okay.
I will go back and check just to double check, but I'm pretty sure you didn't ask us for his name.
Surname Obed, forename Warren.
So, and then you guys headed up to Chopper's Isle, and you headed up to the the house of the Sandpoint Chopper, and investigated, found his little murder room, and found some goblin tracks. It looked like they'd been using kind of this high peak on the very edge. I'll ping it on the. We're all still on the Sandpoint map, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah. We're using this kind of high peak. I took over into the town of Sandpoint. Whether they'll keep in watch or what, you don't know. And then you found an entrance, a collapsed entrance to a tunnel network of caves up on the north side of the island. But it looked like it'd been very well collapsed, kind of 3 days prior, 3 or 4 days prior. And with that, you headed back into town to notify Hemlock of your findings. And on the way back, encountered the same half-orc who had been watching for your return. And that's pretty much where we left off.
As as we're walking past the half orc.
What's your name? Oh,
Yeah, do you mind? Because
yeah, right.
Yeah, so as we're sort of walking back, because he was looking for us, wasn't he? I think he was sort of like keeping.
on the way back, he was, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking to make sure we got back okay.
Yeah, you got the impression that he was keeping a lookout to make sure you guys would come back, and he was very relieved to see you come down off the island.
Yeah,
And it made
I think that's what you said last week, Mark.
So
made Dastor a fraction less racist towards him as well.
are we chipping you down, mate?
Well, that half orc was seemed like a nice one.
He's all right. Isn't he? I think so. On the way past, Argus had sort of approach him and say, "It seems like you're looking out for us, friend. Just so you're aware, the house is deserted. It is the house of a serial killer. But if you and your people wanted to move in there and keep it for us, because we're potentially going to take ownership of it, it might be a little bit more comfortable for you."
There's nothing bad in there. We've thoroughly checked it out. It's just, it's bad things have happened there, but the house itself is absolutely fine.
I'll also
a bit like fish, but apart from that,
yeah. I mean, it might also be worth telling him this, so he can Is it just him, or did you say there were other?
We get the impression there were others, but he was
Yeah,
the only one we could see.
He was the only one you'd seen, but you got the impression there's more than one out there. Yeah.
I'll sort of
Yeah.
also intimate that if we mention to Hemlock that he's covering the north or watching the north where this collapsed tunnel is, you'll be doing the town of Sandport a favour, or at least we'll try and suggest that that's what you're doing on behalf of the town.
He just kind of nods and says, "I'd have to speak to the others about going up there. We're not. Well, we were here. Well, no, some of us were here when the chopper was active, but I'll talk to him and see what we can arrange. As for Hemlock, he knows we're here. If he wants us to, I'm saying too much. If Hemlock wants us to go up there, he'll approach us himself.
Okay, we'll mention it to
Okay.
him. My name's August, by the way, friend.
Garrock.
Mortis.
And he'll kind of offers his hand out.
Yeah, I'll shake it. Arok.
Garrock, so Garrok.
G.
Dastor's just going to give him a little solemn nod from a distance,
Yes. See, that's a massive improvement.
and then flip him the bird.
Yeah, he gives you the nod and then gives you two. Gives you the
Right, so we need to go and report to Hemlock then. Tell him what we found.
Yeah, we found some giblets and a chicken.
Yeah, well,
but
because the other thing is these tracks were leading, the tunnels were leading towards town, so we need to, get a move on to make sure that.
Yeah, we wanted to see if they could unblock the tunnel, didn't we? So we can see where it comes out.
Yeah.
Dastor would like to swing by a shop if we can, because he's down to 8 tea bags.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
You know what?
How did I miss?
You've got to respect somebody that accounts for individual tea bags.
I've been taking them down one at a time.
The thing is, I do believe that in that day and age, you would have had one of those little mesh boxes. You'd have had a can of tea that you put into a little mesh ball and dangle in your cup. That's what. That's how I would foresee it.
And I've only got 8 quantities of that left. So. Well, Argus had one in there, didn't he? I don't think anyone else had.
Yeah, while we were doing a recce in the building, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm down to 8. So if Dastor just wants to know if he can swing by a shop on the whilst we're in town.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
He's got 36 gold to spend whilst we're in town.
Tea. Yeah, no problem.
So do you want to shop first? Or
He's
do you
got
want
he's
to
got
go to
36
Hemlock
gold
first?
to spend whilst we're in town.
Tea.
Or is there anything else you want to do? So do you want to shop first? Or
He's
do you want to
got
go to
36 gold to spend whilst we're in town.
Tea.
Or is there anything where the shop is?
Twisted my melon, man.
Can Dastor doesn't mind going off to the shop on his own. He can always take a little wander down to the shop whilst everyone else. If anyone wants him to pick anything up, just let him know. He's doing a tea run.
I think for me, it's unlikely because I think the goblins have already attacked. But if there are reserves or still goblins in a tunnel, there might be another attack. So I'd rather let Hemlock know what we've found sooner rather than later, if you know what I mean.
I was also going to take the approach of let's not split the party. Split the party always goes wrong.
Well, which is for if we're not going to be long in the shop, you only want some tea. So if the shop's on the way, we'll do that. If the shop's not on the way, we'll do it after.
Okay, so
He's happy with that.
Yeah, Addam, man, let's go.
you've got a shop at 16, the Pillsburg Pantry. So here.
Now that sounds like a place that might sell tea.
Yeah, the pantry.
The pantry.
Yeah.
Or
And
we could even
then
go. If where are we going
26
to Hemlock's
in general.
house, or where is Hemlock?
So you know that Hemlock generally, certainly while there's daylight, will be found at the Sandpoint Garrison, which is number 10.
Do you think they'll have tea there? Dastor's
Maybe he's a coffee guy. Who knows?
Yeah. Hemlock first, shop second.
Okay.
Right, so yeah, we'll turn up at Hemlock's and tell him what we know, what we seed. Is there anything we didn't want to tell him? or will we be just telling him? No, we
We,
weren't dodging anyway, were we?
no, if you remember, I'm going through town doing my detect evil, and I know that Hemlock isn't evil, so I'm quite happy to
Yeah, right. Yeah,
toe the line with it.
I forgot you'd done that. So, are any of us evil, Dave? By the way, if you were.
Well, I keep my eye on Addam, if I'm honest with you, and Mortis, just because of my sort of, you know, I don't like people who abuse power, and you two so far seem to have displayed. In fact, yeah.
It's a pod.
No, long story. Let's just say no, shall we? Move on.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Hold on,
Because
Mark.
that August is racist against humans. Aren't you both humans?
It's
I'm
power.
human.
August doesn't like people with too much power.
Money is
Yeah.
power, apparently, and power is fame, also apparently. Yeah.
Okay, so we're heading to Sandpoint Garrison.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, so this is I mean, you see from the map, most of the buildings in Sandpoint are kind of more wood and maybe mortar. But the Sandpoint Garrison is brick, and it's a fortifiable building. So you kind of walk up to these kind of big, hefty, reinforced wooden doors. And there's obviously a guard outside, and he's kind of state your business.
We're here to report to Hemlock.
Either.
And have you got any tea?
Yeah, we'd like a cuppa if possible. And I'll grin foolishly at him like I'm some sort of absolute idiot.
No tea today, I'm afraid, lads. So coffee only.
Oh,
He
I'm
kind of
happy with
bangs
that.
on the door.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
And the door opens ajar, and he just says, 6 to CM lock. And then the door opens, and there's another guard, another human guard, kind of, I don't know, 5'8", kind of a bit stocky, and kind of follow me, he's waiting for you, and kind of leads you through.
Yeah.
Up through the corridors, to the kind of maybe the third story, and takes you up. It's quite a plain door, the one he leads you to. It just says, hang on, I just need to. I think Father Xanatos is still in there. So he
Wicked.
knocks gently and sticks his head in. So the corridors here are quite narrow. So who's up front? So who's following directly behind the guard?
Possibly
I reckon
August
I'd be-
seems like our leader, I think.
I think I'd be
Dastor is always a
at
close
least.
second.
I think I'd be probably in the middle somewhere, like some sort of lurky, skulky thing.
I'll be
You happy
towards
to be
the
up
rear
front?
with the gear.
Yeah.
Roll a perception check for me.
It's a trap.
Perception.
Oh, mate. So as you open the door,
Rubbish, Dave.
you get a glimpse of Hemlock's face, and he's not a happy man.
Okay.
But as soon as that door opens, his face goes blank.
Okay. And is Xanatos there?
Yeah, so as the door opens, Xanatos is stood one side, so the near side of the desk, and Hemlock is in the far side of the room.
Okay, so
He's up
Xanatos
against
with his
you.
back to me.
Yes.
Detect evil.
Yeah, crack on. Let me just check. Where's he gone?
I wasn't bogling.
I saw you bogling, Mark. You've got a camera on you.
Yeah.
Saw the bogle.
You do not detect evil.
Okay.
If you hold it long enough, you detect some kind of coming from below, but
That way the dungeons
kind
are.
of downwards.
Yeah.
Be a fair assumption, wouldn't it?
Okay, nice
yeah.
one, Mark. Yeah, because I'd not worked that out. Well done.
You've not worked that out, Dave.
No, I was
You needed me for that.
starting to think we need to scramble. Okay. Okay. I'll walk in.
Well, The guard's actually in the doorway, so he's opened the door. You've seen it over his shoulder.
Okay.
He says, "A bunch of adventurers here to see you, sir." He goes, and the handler just kind of straightens his shirt and goes, "Let them in."
Go in.
And then Xanatus kind of turns around and looks at you guys as a group, kind of coming in. Then kind of looks questioningly at Hemlock, and he just shakes his head. And then Xanatos moves to the far side of the room, out of your way, but stays in the room.
I say, does not like us then.
I'll look shiftily at him out of the corner of my eye.
Is there anything I can spot
Let
that
him know I'm
looks
on to him.
significant importance in this room?
Yeah, roll
Yeah.
an appraise check.
A bit of 5-finger discount there, Lou.
Dastor's going to also look at that guy and say,
Roll a
"What's
what,
the
Tom? I
dirty
didn't hear you.
Appraise, I think appraise would be the most appropriate for that. Appraise.
Appraise.
I'll tell you what, appraise or perception, whichever's you prefer. The appraise will
I'll
give
do
you valuable objects, and the perception will just give you objects. So
Solid. Let's go for appraise.
I don't know, his sword looks quite nice. He's got like a sword mounted on the wall at the back that looks like a nice piece. Other than that, there's not a lot in here. His desk is quite plain, just parchment and some like quills. He doesn't seem to keep a lot in here really. Yeah.
And when you say, did you say Hemlock shook his head? Is it sort of like a no, not yet, no, not now type shake?
Roll a sense motive for me.
Okay.
On Xanatus.
Sense your motive.
So the look he gave Hemlock was more of a "Do you want me to leave?"
Gotcha.
And
Did he give?
Hemlock,
Did you say he gave us a dirty look as well?
No, he was just he looked over at you, then looked back at Hemlock.
Oh, okay.
And it was
Because
more of an
Dastor's
active.
ego would not take that.
Okay, so with the negative, Hemlock's happy that Xanatus stays in the room. Right, gotcha.
So, and Hemlock will say, "Did you manage to check out the Durban guest house?"
We did indeed. Yeah, it was clear as a whistle, except for, and then tell him what we saw. Discussed it particularly that we're interested in the fact that the cave in. We think we're worried that might be a way back into the city for more goblins or worse. So if you can unblock it, we're happy to go inside and find out where it goes.
And it's also did we say it was to a viewing platform for them to where we think that the goblins are overwatching this city just to see.
Yeah, we did see signs that they'd been sort of camped out watching. Yeah.
About time we had some presents up there, but I don't have the manpower.
We may have a solution.
Yeah, Xanatus looks like he was about to speak up just as you said that, and he kind of quietens down.
I'll stop and say after you.
And Xanatus say, "What about the orcs? The half orcs down on the beach?"
We saw a half orc, yeah.
I'll add to this. What am I picking up from Hemlock as Xanatos has said?
Hemlock gets very uncomfortable very quickly.
Right.
But
Xanatos is suggested it quite openly.
Yeah, the door's closed. So obviously the door's been closed when the guard left.
Right.
But then Xanatos offers it quite openly, and
Okay.
Hemlock looks quite uncomfortable.
I'll reinforce what Xanatos is saying then and say that Garrick says you know where he is. I made the suggestion that he could guard it. You know where he is.
Yeah, and Hemlock gives Xanatos a little bit of a sharp look. Says, "Yeah, that's not a relationship I like to make too well known. Half orcs aren't popular in this city, and I have enough problems as it is."
Don't
But,
worry,
yeah,
we're pretty down with the half orcs, except for Jeff there, and he's coming round.
Which would you prefer? Goblins attacking and killing your townsfolk, or half orcs doing you a favour?
Oh, I have no problem with the half orcs.
No, he's their friend, I think.
And
Xanatos,
Xanatos, pipes up, says, "We've been feeding them and trying to clothe them as best we can. Desna will see no one suffer.
So
Well,
who's the
we
problem
advised
then?
them.
Is it the townsfolk? Are they racist?
Yes,
Yeah.
Hemlock just If you say that out loud, he nods and says, "Prejudice."
I can't understand that at all.
Not on, is it, mate?
It
What
took
these,
a
what these
turn.
boys
Can I
are,
sense
what
motive
these
on
boys
Lars?
are talking? Can is there any chance I could get closer to this door while these blokes are talking?
Oh, the sword is directly behind Hemlock. So,
Back in a second.
Do you underestimate my power?
Whilst all this conversation's going on, Dastor's going to say, "Are you not going to offer us a drink?"
Hemlock just kind of raises an eyebrow a little bit because went, "I can have someone fetch you some coffee if you'd like."
Oh no, thank you. Dastor just says no and puts a bit of a sickened look on his face.
Adam was saying like quite a.
Sorry, go on, Jake.
Adam was just saying quite a, with a blunt-faced expression, like beggars can't be choosers.
Zegric will suggest to Hemlock, listen, you and I know my history. Blame it on me if you need to.
Well,
Dastor will say, "Don't blame it on me."
nobody really knows they're out there. The only half orcs that people really know about are working for Gorvy. But this lot won't have anything to do with the man. So
Working for who?
I'll get
Sorry.
word. Gorvy, so Gorvi, and you can roll a knowledge roll on that if you like as well. I'll get word. The issue isn't sending them up there. The issue is sending them up with equipment to protect themselves. It's hard to make things like that disappear. But we'll work something out because you're right. I trust those half orcs more than I trust some men in this town.
I got a 15 on the knowledge local, Tom.
Yeah.
Dastor would say as well, there's an abandoned house up there that could be a good garrison for them.
Guess old house. I should have burnt that thing down. I had the fucking chance. He bangs like he stamps on the floor 3 times, and a guard comes in and just went, "Coffee for everyone." Xanis goes, "No, just water for me, please."
Dastor just wants water as well. He's not a coffee drinker.
Yeah. And the person who comes in isn't a guard. He looks more like a secretary. Just kind of nods and disappears.
Detect evil before he goes.
Yeah, you get nothing, man.
Okay. It is going to be a feature, dude.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
It is a Costa
No.
barista. They're all evil.
I don't disapprove of the tactic. I'm just you don't get anything from this guy.
So I'll Argus before the coffee arrives, he's going to say to Hemlock and Xanatos in the room. In fact, he'll say, "So we asked before, but this tunnel is obviously leading towards the town. Was there a central point that the goblins appeared from? I believe they came from multiple places, including the wall. Was there one point inside the town where most of the goblins seem to emanate from?"
Honestly, the cathedral grounds, but we know there's no tunnels under there because we excavated the foundations of that quite thoroughly.
This is the burnt cathedral or the new cathedral?
The new cathedral.
Is that this big one?
This one, number 1, mate.
Yeah, that's
that
the old
isn't.
one.
That's something else.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the
How
burnt
do you
one?
do the
out of
ping again?
interest?
They built the old cathedral on the site of the new one.
Okay. Just
So the
hold
new cathedral on top of the old
hold
one.
left click down, Lars.
Oh yeah.
And you've all got colours assigned next to your names.
Okay. So the obvious assumption for me is we don't know these tunnels are clear. We can't get in. You need to send a crew over to get in, and we still need to be on high alert. There may still be. It's unlikely. I would imagine that they've already.
Well,
tapped, but...
Zegric will pipe in and say, "Hemlock, how did your interrogations go of the goblins that survived?"
Goblins don't speak sense at the best of times. All we know for sure is it was organised. We don't know by who. They haven't told us who organised it. They say they don't know who it was. But be honest, we don't exactly have people. I said, I think I may have indicated this last night. We don't have people who are pretty skilled in that area. Normally, we send
Dastors.
bridges down to Magnamar for these kinds of things, or we bring someone up from Magnamar specially.
Dastor's going to
don't-
offer his skills because he hates greenskins. Anything with greenskin, he hates it.
Oh,
So
you're
he's
certainly
happy to go
welcome
down.
try. However, and he kind of looks over at Xanatus. It might be better to ask these guys, this group of what's the phrase I'm looking for?
Badasses.
Intimidating.
Unaligned individuals. We
Mercenaries.
don't want more gossip. You understand, Xanatus? And there's quite a concerned look on Xanatus' face. But we've been so busy with the wounded, we didn't even think to check. But one of the crypts is open in the boneyard. Well, the boneyard, is it's a town graveyard. It's behind the cathedral. It's number 2.
What's this little bit in the middle of the cathedral? Is that just like a garden?
We
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
just like
numbers on this map.
Oh, do you not have numbers? Sorry.
No, mate.
Okay, cool.
I thought I was the only one. I didn't like to say.
No.
No, so the numbers must be on the GM layer. So what I
Yeah.
will do is I'll probably the numbers don't correspond to anything for you guys. So what I'll do is I will try and get them off the GM layer for you.
Just tell us where it is, Tom. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's more atmospheric without numbers on, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So a crypt is open, so not by
Slightly
anyone that you
ajar.
know of.
No one has had any business to go into the boneyard since the attack.
So follow-up question with the goblins. Have you identified one that could potentially be a leader, or at least one that the others are answering to?
Hemlock just kind of grimaces and says, "I'm afraid you killed him."
So they're
That
all
was
Yeah, we did.
subordinates. Right. Okay. Do you want us to check out the graveyard?
Please, and if you could do so subtly.
Sure.
We
stick-
interrogate him
We don't want
first,
panic.
or
Yeah,
are we going to
definitely.
the graveyard?
I'll say to Hemlock, right, stick it on our tab. That bit of real estate on the island where the half orcs are.
You
That's
can have it
looking
for nobody owns that house or any land up there now. The only
Right.
one who lived up there was Gast.
okay. Well,
If you
don't burn
agree
it just yet, because it's a decent lookout for you as well.
If you want it, I'll speak to Mayor Devrin. We'll make it happen.
Yes, please.
Like Beaver.
Damn,
So
boys,
Oh,
we've got a house.
I'll
Dastor's
turn to
going to look at.
Dastor. Go
Well,
on.
Dastor's going to turn to Argus and say, "Are we thinking that the half orcs can be slaves at the house and keep it nice and clean for us?"
No.
Later.
No,
Not with the
Slavery's
holy
not-
man.
Slavery is not allowed in Sandpoint. It's illegal. If you do so, I will arrest you.
he
Roger that.
was joking. He was
It wa-
joking.
It
don't
was
worry.
just a joke from Dastor.
And you just
Dastor actually-
you see a little twinkle in Hemlock's eye. But
Dastor
doesn't
smirks
smile.
when he says it anyway, because he's come round to semi-liking these half orcs.
Semi.
These particular ones.
Yes.
He is semi for him as well. He never gets full mast.
Full chub.
Save that for the full-blooded boys, don't you?
Oh.
Half orcs get half measure. So Dastor's going to turn and say, "Shop, interrogation,
Right, good.
graveyard."
Yeah, that
Are-
sounds like an
Are the
absolute
goblins beneath the barracks?
The goblins are in the dungeons.
Okay, goblins
send-
first then.
He stamps his foot on the gate again. And the same secretary comes up holding coffee and water. He just says, Tell Veshidi D6, access to the dungeons, access to the goblins. Nobody else. The Zachary just nods, puts the drinks down, walks out.
We'll follow him. Follow him, dude.
Yeah, I don't see much point hanging around. I mean, Argus is kind of a no holds barred man of action type thing. He's got his mission now. He's got 3.
Let's go and chew some sausage. Oh, missus.
Who's the most diplomatic of the group of us?
Well, all I'm going to say to you, mate, is I've got, and I hate meta, and in fact, I'm not going to meta. I'm quite imposing / intimidating.
Yeah, your character
I like
seems
that.
like a bit of a leader type who'd be quite good, and I'm going to cast enhanced diplomacy on you, which increases your intimidate or diplomacy by 2.
Yeah, so I've got 7 charisma, so it's not me.
Wicked.
Really isn't
Okay.
me.
What I could do with on the way to downstairs, I'll say to Dastor, I'll say what we could do with is a tactic here. If you go in as the reasonable type and start talking to them, I'll detect evil to make sure that they are, and then I'm just going to kick the shit out of one of them and demand it to answer my questions until it does, or knock it unconscious and then move on to the next one.
Is
I'll do
there
You feel free to try and hold me back, but obviously we'll know what we're doing. Yeah.
is there any way that I could obviously like sneak in there so they wouldn't see me? So like while one of them's talking to him diplomatically, like I could kind of appear out the shadows and slit the throat if they're uncooperative, and then fade back into the shadows.
Yes. I'm just going to sort of stand in the background, so I can hear what's going on, but I'm not immediately involved.
I think
Minato, roll a knowledge local to see how much you know about this town's dungeons and how many times you've been locked up in them.
Cool. That's been one of the best skills that you've ever taken.
Argus would be saying that there's a reason these goblins are in jail and not been executed already. I think would be wise to knock them out by all means, but actual murder.
Yeah, we don't want to murder them. We just
Could
want
we
to.
not use stabilize and cure light wounds on them as we're beating the crap out of them so that they don't die?
That's some real dark shit.
So you want the tip and not the whole shaft.
Well,
Just
Dastor's
the
only
tip.
at half mast anyway.
That's not the tip. That's not the tip.
So I don't know how many times you've been locked up in Sandpoint, Minato, but you know that the cells, they're not like cells that are barred, they're like brick rooms with locked doors. And you also probably know they're probably not all in the same room. I'll give you that much.
We should hijack something and demand that they take us to Cuba.
Dastor's had a good idea as well to fact check these goblins. So he's happy to go with your plan, Argus. But what we should do is take a map in with us, have one goblin. I learned this from Last of Us. Have one goblin beat the crap out of him, get him point to somewhere on the map as to where they came from. Then go in, beat the crap out of another goblin, get him to point at somewhere on the map, and if they don't match up, we know one of them's lying.
Nice.
Have you not got Zone of Truth?
But we tell them both that that's happening as well.
Or we just go in there and beat 7, bells of shit out of one of them, make him scream, and then go into the other one and go, well, the other one didn't talk.
We'll go in with Minato's pants off.
Oh God!
We'll start with the Zoomies
for a whole different reason.
No, so whoever's the biggest, burliest of us needs to just be zipping up his pants as you walk in and go, oh, another one.
You're my goblin now, Dave.
I feel like this is going to get really dark for Tom to have to measure this out as a dungeon master.
In 34 minutes and we've turned to buggery.
I also have a giant fleshy monster that might be able to intimidate the fuck out of him.
Get out.
I hope so, otherwise it's pointless going.
So to the dungeons. We're all now skipping to the dungeons.
Make sure you mark, Dave. Make sure you mark this one as 18+.
Yeah. and as you leave, down to just a certain. I'll wait at the cathedral for you. and I'll lead you down to the crypt in question.
Okay. What would be the official title for Xanatus?
He's Father Xanatus.
Father. Right. Okay.
And he is, so he's the head of this church. And he's a cleric of Desna. You don't need to roll for that. I've told you that before. But just as a
Desna.
reminder. Yeah.
Desna would be a good deity, I'm guessing.
Chaotic good, yes.
Good.
Okay, I'm running out of space. I need to learn to spread my notes out more. You know what? Okay, are we happy?
Happy.
What's the plan, gents?
Dastor's going to turn to Argus and go, so I'm good cop.
Zegric will say that he's got a couple of tricks up his sleeve that might be able to make you a bit more intimidating.
You're a good cock.
So I've cast before I go into this cell. I'm going to cast Enhanced Diplomacy on Argus.
Yeah, so I assumed you weren't cast it then and there, that you were going to hold it off because it only lasts for a minute. So
Oh, right, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I assumed that you were holding it off until you were just putting down what it does. What
I'll do then is when you come in, Argus, and you're screaming at them, beating them up, doing whatever you're doing, I'll put a hand on your shoulder and be like, give him a chance to breathe. And at that point, I'll cast it. And hopefully it'll have given you enough intimidate.
Sound.
Okay, so you're led down to the dungeons, and it's a long, narrow corridor with these stone cells, and there's just doors with the chained squares and the not chained, barred. They're not windows, obviously. They're just holes in a wooden door with bars. And he says, "Goblins are in the front 4. We separated them. We've got 4 of them. Which one do you want?"
All of them.
One at a time.
Open all the doors so they can hear. Well, my plan would be to open all the doors so they can hear what we're doing.
Well,
One
we
of
changed
us-
the walls, so that's fine.
One of us stands guard. Leave us to. I'll mention to the guard. Just leave us to it. One of us stands guard. If 2 of us stands guard. I mean, Addam stood with his Eidolon at one door is intimidating enough. Minato looking menacing in one of the others. Mortis and Sam Zegric on the 3rd, and then me and Dastor will move between and we'll swap round. The plan being, they hear everything that we're doing, and they hear the screams and hear the shouts. Sooner or later, one of them will break.
Yeah, so it's the same guard. So the guard, as you came down the stairs, the same guard that took you up has led you down.
Okay.
So he's taking over from the secretary. The secretary's gone ahead. And as you head down, there's this kind of this bold guy with a scar who you tell him this to, who just says, "We want them all open." Just nods. Yeah, no problem. Goes and locks all the doors. They're all chained to the walls. We ain't scared about them. Running. Nods. Walks out. He has his orders.
Okay. So as I'm walking between, I will detect evil all 4.
Get evil from all 4 of them. Yeah.
Okay. I'll follow Zegric's lead then. Sorry, Dastor's lead.
I was going to say.
Have we got a map of the town?
The town.
There's one
Yeah.
on.
You're on it, mate.
No, he means
No, I
we as
mean
individual characters.
as the characters.
No, I don't think you brought one.
Joanna did.
And there isn't a pen or
But-
paper to hand anywhere around us. Not pen, but pencil.
There was in Hemlock's office.
Minato, put your trousers back on and pop up. You'll be the quickest.
Has anyone got a
It'll
parchment?
be the quickest of his trousers down too.
I've checked and I don't.
I'll be looking at Zegric or Mortis mostly for. Has anyone got?
I don't think I've got a spell book, but you're not using that.
I've got ink. I've got ink pen.
I've got a holy text that I couldn't give a shit about. So they can. I'm quite happy to use it as toilet paper, or we can use that to draw a map on.
Yes, I've got ink and an ink pen.
Draw map.
I've got a better idea. Let's skin one of the goblins and write it on that. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
have
you
you
could
asked
always write
anybody for a map?
Say that again.
Can we ask
You
the
are
guard
in the
before
town
we,
garrison. Does anyone want to ask?
before the guard
Dastor, yeah,
leaves?
we'll turn to
Should
the
we-
guard
can
and
we
ask. Yeah.
Well, he only needs a bit off his back, doesn't he? I mean,
A little bit of cheese, just a little bit of cheese.
Can I,
That's all.
I'm gonna detect evil, Minato.
no.
No, sir.
He's just full on neutral. He just does what he wants, and thinking, well, we need something to write on. Is a perfect
Let's
thing.
He's just
skin
cat, really.
someone. Yeah.
If you were to die, he would eat you.
After a
cat,
couple
really.
of
Start with
days,
your
when
eyes first.
they only eat you after a few days when one, they're really hungry, and two, your faces start to slough off a bit, so they can, get it off.
They'll start off with a little bit of a lick, and then
Yeah, they can't just eat your face, and it's and it's better because the dog won't eat you; it'll just starve. It's like stupid fucking dog. There's a dead body there. Get on that.
Has the guard got a map, Tom?
So yeah, he disappears. The secretary comes back with a map. So he's obviously gone as secretary. Secretary's gone and got you one.
That secretary's getting his steps in, isn't he?
Yeah, and he doesn't look very happy actually when he comes.
He looks sweaty and knackered going up and down them stairs.
Not so much that he looks like you upset him, so he kind of huffs at you, and then walks out.
Can I detect evil, secretary?
Same result as the first time, mate.
Have I already done it?
Yeah, it's the same secretary, mate. Yeah.
Sorry, righto.
It's one of all sensibility if you can.
On the way out, I'll say "Yuff, tea," and point to
It's a bun.
Dastor.
We haven't got any tea. We only have coffee, and apparently that wasn't good enough for you.
I'll
He
have
just
a
walks
cup.
out. He's
Oh.
gone. He just walks out. You upset him. Now, so.
I'm used to that. I'm used to that. I've got a charisma of 7.
Right then, Dastor's going to take the map, walk into the first goblin's cage, and be like, "Look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. It's going to be the easy way with me.
I'll not talk to no long shanks.
Point on this map to where you came from, and tell me who sent you."
And he just spits at your map. I'll no talk to no long shanks.
Okay, I guess it's the hard way then. Argus.
So while Dastor was stood there,
This guy's like chained to the wall, and he's gone.
yeah. So Argus was stood with his arms folded, shield on his back, listening, and he just marches forward, straight right jab right in his face 4 times. I'm gonna stop just when he looks like he's about to pass out, and then
What?
I'm
Off
gonna
his face.
stop and turn towards Dastor again.
And he kind of just
That's
sits
does.
on the floor.
Dastor's going to say, right, I'll ask you again. Same thing. Point to us on this map where you came from and tell us who sent you.
I said, I'll not talk.
I'll
No long
stop. I'll
shanks.
stop him there and knock him out.
So that I think Dastor's going to say to Argus, this one's a waste of time. Let's move on to the next one.
We'll
And then
come back. We'll come back for this one in a minute.
Yeah.
The others has he screamed? Has he shouted or anything like that? The goblin.
Obviously, he was grunting when you were hitting him.
Right.
And they could hear the thumps from the other rooms.
Yeah.
Can anyone speak Goblin? Who could say something? Oh no, not my other testicle! No! Ah! In Goblin and make you think that we've been really hideously torturing him.
I
I
can't
never,
speak
never
Goblin.
really thought of the whole phrase "goblin" and "testicle" in the same sentence.
No, I can speak
Why not?
orc.
Gobbling a testicle.
I think you should try and do an impression, in the voice of that Goblin. Say some, scream and say that horrific things have been done to your manly parts, and that might increase our chance of the next one.
Dastor's going to walk into the next one and say, point on the map, tell us where you came from, and tell us who sent you.
I ain't talking to no long shanks.
I'm going to walk towards him and punch him 4 times in the face. As he sees me approaching, he can see I've already got blood on my fist. So just before he's about to fall unconscious.
Dastor's going to, just before he goes unconscious, grab Argus's arm and say, let's give him a chance to answer. And at that point, he's going to put enhanced diplomacy on you. And say, point on the map where you came from and tell us who sent you.
So
Yeah.
ragging him by his
Intimidation
what's
roll,
it
Dave.
and point him towards the map.
Does
Yeah,
that
so
give
you grab him and all right, roll an intimidation check for me.
Come on, Dave.
enhanced spell end?
Do I get? I get what bonus do I get to this? Then?
2.
So you
Plus
you
two.
roll
Put the
and
mushroom on back.
obviously given I'll adjust the DC depending on what you do to the goblins. So
Okay, so just a flat intimidate. Whoa.
Whoa. 26.
he kind of hang on. Let me just. It's not.
I'm going to
I mean,
miss
talk
everything
to
if
me
we get into
1%.
combat. You know how this works.
Yeah. Literally sat him on the last game, on it.
Yeah, when it came to checks, MVP. Combat, nada.
I hope in the last form of combat you did some zoomies with Minato.
What combat?
No,
You
forgot
zoomed
the
away.
Forgot.
You wait till he starts sitting in the corner, like lifting his leg and licking.
To be fair, you should have done that. That'd be very intimidating.
That would have been a good intimidation check, right? Yeah.
Just staring him in the eye whilst licking your own balls.
I was going to say,
Alright.
it's not intimidating until the eye contact is made.
That's one thing I always find weird about dogs is when they're like my dog. Whenever he goes through shit, he's like spins around for a bit, then starts squatting and really just looks at me like, "Am I safe?"
So this, you see him kind of, his demeanor changes a little bit. And kind of through the broken teeth. So, I couldn't see which way we came in. And we were wrapped up in a cart. I was just following orders.
Soap.
When you say wrapped up in a cart, do you mean before you went through the tunnel?
What tunnel?
Okay.
What's the motive?
Go ahead and roll.
How many groups have you attacked?
There were more. I don't know. Just a grunt, mate. I was chucked in a cart and told to kill as many people as I could. At midday-ish.
Who told you to do this?
My boss,
Who's your boss?
Gazwhacker.
Who's his boss?
I don't know. I don't know who you think I am, mate. I'm just a fucking grunt.
Can we sense if he's telling the truth or not?
Inside check.
Motive.
Oh
22.
yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be reasonably honest. He's probably holding something back, but everything. He's not told you any lies. We'll put it like that.
He's just not. He's telling us half truths, kind of thing, not the full truth.
Yeah, there's something that he's not.
Yeah.
I suppose it's the questions. So Dastor's is going to take Argus to one side and just say, "I think it's the questions we're asking. We need to ask him the right questions to get the right answers."
Agreed. Is there anything that we're missing then? So this guy came in a cart, so this guy wasn't in the tunnels. So what we're missing? He's been told. We know who sent him.
What was the name of the guy that sent him?
Gazwhacker.
Did he maybe go along the path of, did he fight alongside Gazwhacker? Is he dead, alive, in the dungeons?
Gazwhacker's dead, isn't he? Isn't Gazwhacker the leader that we killed?
We didn't get
Don't
a name
know.
for him, but I would assume so. Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah,
Um,
Dastor will go over and say,
Worth an
"Did
ask, though, isn't
Gazwhacker come with you? Where is he now?"
He would have come into the town. I assume he was. You can't miss him. He's got this fucking really nice horse chopper.
yeah,
Always
that's
wanted
him.
that horse chopper.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
sold that.
So I'll just turn to him and say, well, he's dead now. We've killed him.
God, he's a prick.
So we know why they're
White
here.
bunch.
That they came in and he was told to kill as many people as possible. We know Gazwacker told
Why
them to
were
come
they-
in.
Why were they told to kill people?
That's the question.
You ask him the question why.
Yeah.
What we do in it? We're goblins.
All I do.
Come back to the Longshanks, kill them, take the ship. Not rocket science, is it? Ballsy plan,
That's-
though. Big
Dastor-
counterattack.
Dastor would ask, so who tells Gazwacker what to do?
Don't know. Certainly don't like the other goblin bosses. I know that much. None of them like each other much.
Were there other goblin bosses involved in this attack?
Don't know.
Where were you when you got in the cart?
Outside of town. Stopped off somewhere on the road to Magdamar, I think.
Who drove the cart?
You know?
It wasn't me.
What can you tell us about the island and their lookouts?
What island?
I can't remember what the bloody island's called now.
Chopper's Isle.
Chopper's Isle.
Chopper's Isle. This goblin that we're with, does he know all of the other goblins in their cells?
The who's in the other cells. Okay, I woke up here, mate. Someone hit me around the back there with the frying pan, I think.
Well, you get your filthy green skin.
Born with it. Where'd you get your filthy fucking dwarf beard?
I'm going to knock him out.
Uh,
I'm going to knock him out of that. I reckon we repeat the process with the other
Yeah.
two, and then go
See
back
if
to
we-
the first one because we need to figure out if one of them was in the tunnel team.
Yep. So
I mean-
Dastor will go into the next one and say, "Where have you come from? Point on the map. Who sent you? Tell us what you know."
So roll perception check for me. Real quick.
I closed my thing down.
So this goblin looks very
22 is
similar
all
to
I
the
ever roll.
ones that were singing the chant. So they were singing, you know, the ones that were singing
Yeah.
the goblin song.
Yeah.
Looks very similar. So
This is the third one.
yeah, number 3.
Okay.
Is he going to answer the questions he was asked?
No, he just says that you doesn't answer at all. He just looking you
Dastor's
dead
going to
in the
say, "Well, you heard what happened to the previous two guys,
Mention testicles.
filthy greenskins. Over to you, Argus," and he's just going to tap Argus on the shoulder, not the shoulder, on the back of his knee,
Testicles, though.
and say, "Over to you."
Yeah. So similar to last time. Just going to walk up, chin him once, or straight in the nose. No, just walk straight up to him, bang, and then point him towards the map.
Kick him in the nuts next time, Dave. Really hard.
And he shakes his head. Looks at the map and just went, "What do you want to know?"
Point him towards Dastor.
This one seems a bit dim. Tell us who sent you, why are you here? Tell us what you know.
Okay. Roll an intimidation check. Dastor, I will let you aid. So if you want to roll to aid.
How do I roll to aid again?
So you
Roll
roll
the check, mate.
intimidation, and then you want over 10, and then
Oh.
Argus will get a +2. Yeah, so you get an extra +2.
So +4, 16.
So we're both just kind of hovering over him at the moment. I've got the map out, and
Yeah.
Dastor's and Argus is just ready to start grabbing his nuts and twisting.
I'm just outside the door saying kick him in the nuts.
Is Minato's trousers back on yet?
What do you mean? How did we get into the tap? What? We're gaming on carts, mate. Do you not see us jump out of them?
Where have you come from, scum?
I have a
I ain't telling you that.
I have a sense motive to the jumped out on cart.
Yeah.
Well, we know that's true, though, Dave. We saw him.
Did we see him jump out of cart?
Yeah,
No,
didn't we?
did we?
No.
Did
Sorry,
we see
Dave.
a cart turned over though? Or something?
You did see a cart
We
turned over.
We
Yeah.
saw them marching through the town, didn't we? They were marching through when
My
we first
apologies.
came across them.
But there was a
Sorry,
cart
surprise.
turned over where they were as well.
I mean,
But he's saying he's not telling us everything anyway, so he knows something,
What-
but he didn't want to say it.
what about if we bring my Eidolon in and get him to eat one of them alive?
Fucking hell.
No, just to get just the testicles. Honestly, that'll be enough.
But again, we want to know whose orders was he under.
Yeah, but I mean, if the Eidolon just eats one, just one, they will be squealing like a banshee.
It's murder.
Just one ball. Just one ball.
It's not really murder because the Eidolon needs to eat. He's only getting its substance.
Suggest you eat the second victim because I think he may have told us everything he knows. If one has to go, that would be the one. And we drag him
just-
through so
honestly,
this
just
third one can see.
Just the nuts. Go for it, honestly.
What about his legs? He don't need those.
His goblin's looking like half, like he looks defiant, but also like not amused, but like he's got a private joke.
Yeah, it's
Is that
testicle
about
time, boys.
Is that about the car or is it about the?
Roll sense motive.
No. Oh, for goodness sake, my computer's so shit sometimes. Might take 5 weeks to get a sense motive, but we'll get there.
Negative.
2 weeks later.
Did go in.
What did they do on SpongeBob?
Surf.
7 moments later.
Yeah, who'd have thought that the Kurgan was Mr. Krabs?
Get away.
That'd be a
Dastor
good plot
feels-
twist for Curse of Strahd, wouldn't it? And the Curse of Strahd is Mr. Krabs. Or Plankton.
It's only a 9.
You're not sure, mate.
Dastor seems convinced that the second guy we interrogate has probably told us what he does know. But this third guy seems to know something else. Might be the questions we're asking, but I'm not sure what we should be asking him.
Just threaten. Say you're going to let the Eidolon eat testicles. Let's see what he says.
Have we just let the Eidolon eat one of them?
I mean, to be fair,
Not yet.
I could let. What about if I let the Eidolon walk into the room then? Because if the Eidolon's been in the corridor with me, I've been listening to what's going on. I'm just gonna kind of like look at it and then get it to like slowly creep into the room with like all the blood dripping off its face and down its maw, and then it kind of all the
Making a
flesh
weird
moving on its
noise.
body like it's almost like a living entity of itself, and you can just hear this like slicking as the flesh and all the components around it move.
Yeah, proper hideous, man.
Roll an intimidation check for me as well.
Can
Uh,
I diplomacy that as well?
Can do.
Not
The
diplomacy.
DC
sorry,
would
yeah.
also be lowered from Dave's, because Dave's wasn't a bad intimidation check, to be fair.
And then
I'd
plus
definitely
2
give
on
him-
that.
I'd definitely
So
give
what's
him a
his-
bonus for the fact that that's fucking scary, what he's just said.
Yeah,
Like Minato will be looking around at this point and saying, "We're being too cautious. Go fetch me that broom from the corridor."
Bend over, Blackadder.
Yeah, so
Poker time.
Minato, the sex pest.
Well, you'll see. So he'll basically go and like, is there a broom in the corridor? Is there something wooden, like a stool?
if you go out of the corridor back into like, because there's like a locked door and then into the cells, but you could probably find something. But
Okay.
as that Elon goes in, the goblin becomes like you can see he's like, fuck that. Fuck that.
I'm just had a
On
really
his face.
horrific. No, couldn't possibly. What somebody could do a poo, right? We could stud it with broken glass. I'll use my ray of frost to freeze it. Say we're going to sodomise you with this. Unless you tell us everything.
Your initial instinct was to not tell us, Mark.
Well, I'm just thinking, what would I find exceptionally, extremely intimidating? If that actually happened, I'd be goddamn intimidated.
To be
I was
fair,
thinking
Mark,
more
I
on the
think I'd
lines
be the
of
same.
making
Getting
like some
punched
really
or
long.
getting a shitty glass in your face.
So off the back of that, off the Eidolon coming into the room, and you can see that's visibly shook him up. Is there any questions you want to ask him?
Who gave you your orders?
Is one of you Longshanks? I saw him.
What did he look like?
Got
Jeez.
a hood on. He's not going to show me his face. Come on.
How was it? What was he dressed
He
in?
knew. He's got to have known that we were going to get captured. Got a long dark cloak. Some common clothes. They weren't expensive. Looked a bit ragged.
What did he smell of?
Did he have frozen shit glass?
Well,
He smelled
goblins
like
have
all
got
you
quite a
lot.
good sense of smell, haven't they? So they can pick up on shit like
He smelled like most you Longshanks. Just
Like
sweat.
little shit.
that.
How tall?
Shorter than you, and he kind of like nods his head at you, Argus. Actually, yeah, height. How tall are people? Because you're quite tall, aren't you, Argus?
I'm quite short.
Yeah,
dwarf.
6 foot.
Yeah.
I think Adam's only like 5'11", 5'8".
I'm 5'9".
I don't know what I am. Let's have a
Yeah.
look. I'm usually
6'2".
6'1" because that's how tall I am. Yeah, I
I'm
am.
3.
So somewhere between you, and he kind of throws his head at you, Argus, and you, and Ed throws his head at Minato.
How tall's Minato?
5'9".
Oh, so he's tall. Anything distinguishing about him?
He can speak Goblin. Not many of you fucking Longshanks bother.
What did his boots look like?
Boots were made for walking.
Wanted them. They were pretty well made, but they're too big for my feet.
And also, Dastor would reply in Goblin to him. Some of us can speak Goblin.
Do you know what I mean?
And,
He's like-
and then pull out the shitty glass.
What about
Got the first dildo here. This is what you're going to get if you don't tell us what we want to know.
what did he sound like? What did his voice sound like?
I don't know.
But that's just
Sound-
horse shit, isn't it? You've seen him. You know it was one of the Longshanks.
Yeah, but all you
And-
Longshanks around here talk the same.
Yeah, but
Talk like
was there
everyone
any
else around here.
distinctive tones to his voice?
Oh, really? I didn't really hear him that much. I saw him more than I heard him.
I might just let them Eidolon just move a little bit closer to it and just like
Don't let
almost
that
so he's
fucking
like
thing near me. And
so he's like so where his manacles are and literally just let him like dribble on his feet.
I don't know.
Why did you do this Longshanks bidding? What did he give you?
He didn't give me anything. He must have something with the bosses. I don't know.
Why
What
were
was
you
your boss's
chanting?
Don't we know that one? It's Jeff Dead, isn't it, with the chopper?
Yeah, I just want to see if it's a different one.
Yes,
Yeah, because
fair play.
Tom's pulled a face.
Yeah. I'm looking at the map. That's why I can't see all that sort of shit.
His name's Barry. Barry the Welsh Goblin.
Oh, I
Is he
need you to
from the
DM for me, Jake.
valleys?
Pardon?
I need you to DM for me instantly.
I don't know
That's
how to
my
pronounce this. That's what the face is like. Fuck. Bruthasmus. Bruthasmus.
And where would we find this Bruthasmus?
He just goes silent.
What's your tribe called?
I ain't with the tribes. I run with Bruthasmus.
What do you call yourselves then?
No, Bruthasmus doesn't give a shit about names.
Can I let my Eidolon, rather than just dribble on his feet now, like almost like, because he's quite long in terms of like, he must be like, I don't know, 6 foot, 7 foot long. Like, let him almost like, you know, like a bear, when a bear stands on 2 legs. Oh, he's going to do the exact same thing, but his claws are going to be embedded into the wall, and he's going to like dig his claws into the wall, and then the drool that was dripping on his feet is now dripping all into this goblin's face.
Dastor's going to turn to him and say, I suggest you start speaking.
Look, I run with Bruthasmus, but there ain't many of us that do. Fucking ain't many fucking goblins run with bugbears, that's for fucking certain.
Bugbear.
So he's a bugbear.
All I know is Bruthasmus told us come along.
Where do we find him? I could shout from the door.
We roam, we don't have a camp.
Fascist.
But where were you last camped?
Northern Nettlewood.
Northern Nettlewood.
I know this place.
Whereabouts is that then? Do we would Zegric know where that is?
Yeah. So
Just to ask a question to the goblin, do any of you are the 4 of you that have been captured? Do you all rank the same?
Wow, I don't know. I mean, there ain't that many of us that came from Bruthasmus.
So how many?
Most of us die.
How many of you were there with Bruthasmus?
6, 7 max.
So have you allied with the other war bands then? Because we've definitely fought more than 6 or 7.
There was more than us than 6 or 7 hitting the town, that's for certain. But it's above my pay grade, mate.
But do you know where these other war bands could have come from?
All over. I mean, it could be any of them. There's 5 major tribes around here, mate.
Be specific. As I'm just gonna let the Eidolons head lower.
So you've got the Mosswoods, the Seven Tooths, the Liquid Toads, the Brine Stumps, and the Thistletops.
Brine.
Do you need to repeat me that in a
Just
in a normal voice?
the penultimate one, Brine.
The Brine Stump and
Gotcha.
then the Thistletops.
Yeah. 2, 3, 5, and they were the 6th one. And who do we know who?
Really
Do we know who brought this together? Who communicated between the tribes?
the only people that trade between the tribes were us, as far as I know. Take the shit we loot and sell it to the tribes.
Did Bruthasmus raid the town
No.
with you? No. Where were you told to go after you'd completed your raid?
Disperse, get out, run, hide.
Where? Anywhere.
anywhere.
Where were you all going to meet up?
Anywhere.
We weren't. We were supposed to go back to Nettlewood to try and find Ruthasmus. We were just hired.
And in terms of like
Hey.
time frame, how long has it been between the initial raid to now?
Yeah, it was
It was
yesterday.
yesterday.
Wasn't it?
Okay.
When all our troubles
Oh,
seem so far
look.
away.
And it's like, I don't know if he's brushing against his legs again. He's like, we're in the carts for 2 days. Fucking. He starved to fucking death.
Well, you're about to meet a fate that's worse than being starved.
I was just going wild with fear.
Dastor's going to turn to so what's your Addam and who's in the room? Just Addam and Argus.
Addam, Argus, yeah, and the
I'm just lurking by the door listening in.
Oh,
He's
isn't
just going to turn to them both and
not in
say,
there?
should we move on to the next one? I think we may have got what we need from this one.
Agreed. We'll be back.
And in answer to your question, Dave, Nettlewood, it's along the coast road, heading kind of east and then north.
I mean, Addam kind of looks at Argus and Dastor, and he's going to be saying, well, surely he deserves his prey now.
Dastor's lawful good, so as much as he hates goblins and
there's no need for
greenskins,
that.
he's also not a murderer. So he's just going to look to Argus and be like, shrug his shoulders and walk off. He doesn't want to don't want to have any part of murder.
Argus will just say they'll be telling for that later. Let's interrogate the last one first, and then the Eidolon can come back for his supper.
Munchings and clunchings.
We may, and then Dastor
Addam.
will turn back and say we may need him for the next one or two.
So like Adam's gonna look at the Eidolon and let the Eidolon like drop his claws back down the wall and like scratch him down past this goblin's head, and then he's gonna like let a little snap off by the goblin's head, and then come back off.
The goblin's just
And
pissed
into the
himself
corridor.
and he's shaking in his chains.
As he just like as the Eidolon walks past Addam, he's just gonna like stroke its back.
He's a creepy bastard, your character, it has to be said.
Said the necromancer.
Yeah,
work,
that's coming from a necromancer. Yeah, I play with dead people.
There's nothing
Blood for
wrong
the
with a
blood
bit of
god.
romance in the old necks, mate. Don't worry about that.
Dastor's going to turn to Argus and Addam when they're outside the cells and just whisper to them. So should we have a debrief what we know now, so that we've collated the information we've got from the previous two goblins before we go into the fourth one?
If that's what.
So
you
what
want
do
to
we know so far? The first one come in on a cart. Says he doesn't really know a lot. Says he just got jumped on a cart with that orc. What's his name?
Jeff.
Yeah.
The
Blazgor or whatever his name was.
Gazwacker.
Gazwacker.
Sent by Gazwacker.
Yeah, the
Didn't
first
say
one didn't tell us
Gazwacker.
much at all. We just knocked him out.
No.
It was the second one with Gazwacker. It was
The
the
third one told us.
There is I would suggest a humanoid, probably from the town, in a dark, ragged cloak but well-made boots, and he made the bargain with the bugbear, Ruthasmus. And we know that his last known location was in the northern Nettlewoods, and we've got the name of 5 tribes.
I'm just going to drop the spelling of Ruthasmus in the campaign chat, Dave, because it's a weird one.
Okay.
Ruthasmus!
Cool. So we've got that information. Dastor's going to walk into the fourth and final one and say, "Right, little goblin, you filthy green skin. What can you tell us? Tell us, point on the map where you came from.
Just
Tell
see
us who sent
Lewis's
you."
picture on Discord. Is that Argus?
Yeah.
That's Argus. Yeah. Vengeance.
I'm happy with that.
You know what? And I really like Robert Pattinson as Batman. I think he plays
I
a
thought
really
he was
good
good.
Batman.
He was
Very
amazing.
good, yeah.
Still need
I
to
haven't
watch
seen
it.
it yet. It's on the list.
And when he
movie
kicked
was
7
a bit-
bells of shit out of that
I
bloke in the
thought
subway,
it was
that awesome.
exceptionally boring. To be honest,
I still
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think it was as good as the Dark Knight series. Those ones were really good.
It
but
was more
it
detective,
was
though, wasn't it?
yeah,
It was
what,
more.
yeah,
what I was
the darker
expecting,
thing.
which is probably why I didn't enjoy it so much. Because, as I say, it's a lot different to.
It's
I
like
still think,
classic Batman. It's like the
yeah.
old school like detective comics Batman, rather than it being
Yeah.
a bit more of a
Even more of an Adam West fan, Joe.
not really. But I do like the old detective comics, and like a bit more when back. I think the Arkham games are fantastic. Like they do a really good job of like doing the detective side of it, plus like smashing the shit out of things.
You know where we stole Arkham
Just
from,
gonna take 2
don't you?
seconds, lads.
For me, the
Yeah.
best thing to
Oh,
come
we
out
go
of
for a minute. One sec.
the Batman series is Joker. For ages, that's so dark and like a good depiction of society, isn't it?
I've not seen Joker.
Have you not seen it?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
worth a
mate.
watch.
Joaquin, is that the Joaquin Phoenix one?
Yeah.
Really
I've
good.
seen the clips from it, for the trailer. Sorry, it looks, he's spot on, isn't he? He
Yeah.
Very
really does a
dark,
great
yeah, and he
job of.
You
does a
see
good
him
job of it.
snap as well, don't you? You literally
Yeah.
just see the change where he just like goes.
One day it's like, I'm going to be
And
a
you're
fucking
like,
psycho.
"Ooh."
And it's good because he does it so well. He does it subtly. It's not like a really obvious, like someone just beats him up and then he's just like, oh, now I'm a bad guy. It's like
Yeah.
loads of things building up and then he just cracks.
Oh, I watched Snowpiercer last night. Dave said he enjoyed it. I thought it was awful. Anybody else got any opinion?
Snowpiercer.
The movie or the TV show?
The movie. I didn't even know about the TV show till earlier on today.
I heard the TV show is really good for the first season, but it gets shit after that.
Well, it just didn't make.
I've
It
not
was just
seen
the
it.
idea that everyone lives on a train. So that means you're on the. You've got the poor people in one bit and everything else, but it's like, but then every single room in the train you have to go through. How many was it? Right, where's the toilet? What happens if you need a poo? Do you have to walk? Down this train's like 6 kilometers long or something. What? I don't understand. Then it doesn't make any sense to me. Some scenes the train looked like a normal, the capacity of an ordinary train and in others it's like the carriages were massive, and I don't know. I wasn't just too kind, I'm sure.
The other one is like I've just started watching we've been watching the series for Willow, like because they've just done a
Oh, is that any good?
I would say Warwick Davis's acting's very questionable in it.
Yeah.
It's very monotone. It's very like unbelievable.
Oh,
It was a bit disappointing, to be fair.
I'm
It's
used
kind
to
of
that.
another Disney Plus flop.
See, I can't
Disney's-
wait for the next season of Mandalorian to come out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah,
amazing.
Kenobi got battered on the internet, but everybody I know that actually watched it quite
Kenobi
enjoyed
was
it.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I've
Don't
never
get me
seen
wrong.
it, but so the
What-
internet slagged it something terrible. And I said, yeah, every real person I've met that watched it said
because,
it was really good.
because there's loads of dumb bits in it that probably are just filler that didn't need to be in it. But the heartfelt bits between Anakin and Kenobi are really good. But that scene where Leia's running away in the forest, oh my god, I hated that.
Like
Do you
the
remember?
fact that she doesn't know Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars.
Oh,
So-
basically, they made Princess Leia as like a 5-year-old running away from some bounty hunters that are basically trying to catch her, and one of them can't get past a branch. It was so weak.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh no, a branch.
But then the other
Yeah.
little bits, like where he goes to Coruscant and he gives that stormtrooper, well, he gives one of the clone troopers a coin, and it's from Anakin's old Legion. That kind of little bit's dropped in. That was amazing.
Yeah. And
Especially if you've watched all the Clone Wars.
yeah, Vader's underground fucking bunker thing, and he's got all the people in like not cryo freezing, but like something similar, like back to tanks or something.
Have you
Yeah.
played
There's a
Fallen
kid,
Order?
isn't he? He's got one of the younglings in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fallen Order was so good.
Yeah,
I'm
Fallen
playing
Order
through
was
it at the minute,
fantastic.
but
It
I
should
was
have
getting
eaten
to
some of
Sam
the
Atkins.
younglings. That would have made it better. I think youngling eating is always
You've
something
seen
that
you've seen that they're making the Ahsoka series, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And they're going to put Anakin in that, as in Christian, whatever his fucking name is.
Hayden
Yeah.
Christensen.
so they're going to do some flashbacks like they did in Kenobi.
See, I
Hopefully.
can't wait until they do a series on a mouse droid. Now that'll be shithole.
So back to this goblin that you've. So he just looks at you and he's like, I ain't talking to no Longshanks. Same thing.
Well, how about you don't talk to the Longshanks? You talk to my fucking beast. As the Eidolon's going to approach forward. But
Mind
he's
you,
pardon?
No, go on.
But the Eidolon's gonna do. He's gonna get right up in this goblin's face really early on, and he's gonna be like literally like his snout is like a millimeter away from his nose, and he's just gonna be drooling all down him.
Yeah, that'd do it for me. I'm imagining.
Dastor's going to say.
Yeah.
Dastor's going to say, "Be easy on yourself and just tell us." The other two told us, but it took a lot of took a lot of blood before they did.
Well, I'd expect goblins from a lesser tribe to talk.
A lesser tribe. You're giving yourself away there, Gobby.
Can I assist Adam's intimidate?
Yeah, sure.
And I'll assist as well with thingy.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, so that's definite aid.
And can I just cast enhanced diplomacy as well?
That's a +2 as well, yeah?
Yeah.
+4, 26. Yeah, so
I
this
mean,
goblin, he, that Elon in his face is putting him off. Sorry, you were saying, mate.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, can Adam assist as well, but I don't think I need to.
The goblin looks terrified. Just says, they talk because they're from lesser tribes, mate. I'm a Thistletop. You can rip my face off. Do what you're gonna do. I ain't doing it.
Sense motive at that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
There's a lot of 22s going down.
he thinks he's better than the other goblins. Do you know what I mean? So like he's shit scared. Don't get me wrong. You intimidate him to fuck, but this is pride, and
So with that, are you telling us that he's a proud goblin? He basically won't tell us anything because he's willing to die for his tribe.
Yeah, exactly that.
What about if we don't kill him, but we allowed him to be devoured alive?
Yeah, we could just step out of the room and
Awesome.
lock
He's
him in
saying all
there
of this
with
in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Adam's gonna fully like look at the others, and he's gonna like with his like blank expression on his face, like think that is a completely viable option.
Dastor's gonna turn away and say, "I can't be part. Even as much as I hate these dirty greenskins, I can't be part of this," and then just walk out of the room.
Just a testicle. That's all we need. Just crunch one off.
All right. Just call it.
He's gonna walk out of the room and grab the frozen shit in glass.
I can refreeze it if necessary.
It's gone soggy at this point. Dastor's got shit all over his hands.
He's just been like defrosting it.
He's just got shit in glass in his hand.
Oh my god!
He's just gonna turn to Mortis and be like, "Fucking hell!" Absolute nightmare.
Oh, my chuckle
My
muscles
hands are all
sore.
brown and sticky.
All right. Call it off.
Was it the soggy shit in my hands that got him to speak?
No, it was an easy. I think throwing soggy shit at him is probably not going to really intimidate him, and he hasn't thought he's going to try and insert it up his rectum. So.
Argus will just say, "Speak."
Don't know much. I do know that whoever got all of this, who sorted this all out, got all of the goblin tribes to work together. All 5. Ain't nobody done that. Not in 100 years.
Would that be the bugbear, do we think?
Someone
They
paid the
managed-
bugbear. It's someone from town. It's a human dressed in a black coat that paid the bugbear. Who's your leader?
And he just kind of hesitates. Rip Nugget. But he sent Gazwaka.
Rip nugget of
Gazwaka
glass
was
shit
in
going up your
charge.
arse.
Dastor just looks up at this point and he's just got his water skin clean in his hands, just tapping them off. And he says, "Rip Nugget, you say?"
Rip Nugget.
Shit nugget.
Rip Nugget or shit nugget?
Studded with broken glass and frozen solid. That's what we're talking about.
Ah,
Yes, it's an actual name from the book. It's not.
So Rip Nugget and did something with Gazwaka.
So Rip Nugget sent Gazwaka. Gazwaka was in charge. The whole thing.
Right.
And where's Rip Nugget now?
Thistletop, obviously.
Thistletop.
Where's that?
Is that the woods that aren't that far away? Is that
it's full of thistles.
Oh, they stick to your claws and stuff. It's not good.
He goes quiet after that. And
Is Gazwaka a goblin?
He was, wasn't he? We know he
Gazwaka was. Was he a half
Yeah,
half
Gazwaka.
orc or something?
No, he was a goblin. He was on a goblin.
Was he a
dog.
goblin?
The guy with the horse chopper, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a big chopper.
Oh yeah. Okay, have we got much else to learn from these dickheads then?
I think we've done an exceptional. Well, I can't even take any credit for it. I think you've done an exceptional job. Let's go to the graveyard. Yes.
Dastor's going to say, is it worth just returning back to the initial goblin first now, just to see if he's got any more information for us?
We can have one more go because we've got a lot of information. Add that to the intimidation. All the other three have talked, and they haven't been eaten by an eidolon.
Yeah.
Give it a
Well,
go.
let's. He could always hear their screams.
So Dastor's going to walk into the first one who's just. Was he
He's still
unconscious
out,
or is he
mate,
awake?
Yeah, you battered him good.
All right, he's out.
Is there a bucket of water / piss around?
You could probably get a bucket of water, yeah. If you
What Dastor's
send
going to chuck some water on his face and slap him with his shitty hand.
Wake him up by take a leak right on his head. Let it wake up the nice way.
It wakes up
kill me already.
with the eidolon right in his face.
I was, or the cold thing that wakes it up is the eidolon's drool.
Oh.
Yeah, so he wakes up, he's there like, do you guys know what the fuck is that?
As it's like beast is just like all over its face,
Yeah, like the
Slobbering
hot
on me.
breath and the slobber. Ooh, yeah.
Slobbered up me.
and its breath would smell so foul. It'd be like a necrotic flesh,
Ooh.
like pussy pressure sores times
Probably
like
like-
1,000, and everyone knows what that smells like.
To be fair, I don't, but I don't
Neither
want
do
to.
One of my team's off work. Well, he's working from home because he can't come in because he's got an ulcer on his leg, and apparently it smells so bad.
They smell horrendous.
Yeah, we think he's going to have to have maggot therapy. I don't. Do they still do that? Because yeah, I thought they did because it's really efficient. It's really effective, isn't it?
Yeah, they're medically bred maggots.
Yeah, I know that these. It's far more because they've got no jaws or teeth. They can't actually damage healthy tissue. So all they can do is slurp up all the shit, which they do.
Yeah, they just eat the dead stuff, don't they?
Yeah, leave the wounds, spanking clean, a lot cleaner than a surgeon would have done. Just cutting it out.
They cost a fortune, don't they? Cost an absolute fortune to buy.
Do they?
Yeah. They're maggots. Yeah, because honestly, they're specialist bred. They're like super hygienic as well. You got little pinnies on and gloves and PPE with masks on and shit.
Anti-COVID maggots.
I used to play a game when I was a teenager called Beyond the Supernatural, which was one of the Palladium role-playing games. Anyone ever played any of them? They've all got the same system but different settings. No? And I've completely forgot what I was going on about. Oh my!
Palladium, maggots,
Oh,
game.
yeah, PPE. That's it. One of your stats was your potential psychic energy. And it was abbreviated to PPE, and that's what I think. Every time I hear someone say it, obviously I know what's being referred to, but it just
I have
sounds odd. It's, so no, that stands for potential psychic energy.
Right, first goblin.
Right. What we doing with this
First,
goblin? Other than goblin needs nuts.
yeah, and he's got a big
Goblin D's
armored slug type thing dribbling in his face.
He's definitely not a slug.
Slimy.
So we got So do you want to roll an intimidation check?
Oh yeah, I'll stand menacingly above as well, if I may.
And I'll give him the bonus.
Oh, and I'm
you
assisting.
wanted- Yeah,
Get
that
it,
is that's the risk of assist. It's a two-way coin. That is.
Yeah.
Um,
You've just healed him, Jake.
you really got knows he's really, really hurt from that point. You've not only hurt him, you've hurt his feelings.
That's the worst.
He's very proud of his nose, and you've just like readjusted it across his face.
It was the exact same roll for either or, so.
Yeah, this goblin just like, if you're gonna fucking kill me, just do it. Be a pussy. Spits in the goblin's Needlon's face.
The Eidolon's going to bite his fingers off. And literally, it's gonna bite his finger off and start chewing them in front of his face.
He's screaming.
That's pretty bad, okay? Drugs are
Start
bad.
screaming, but you get the impression he's not gonna give a shit.
Dastor's going to cure light
Has it
wounds
choose-
and walk out.
Right then, graveyard folks. Is that where we're gonna have a look at crypts?
Should we go up and speak to the commander again and tell him what we know, or not? Just whilst we're in the castle.
Yeah, in fairness, Mark, we need to let the leader know that.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, we've got to go past his office to get out. So we just pop in, tell him what we've just found out, and then feck off.
His office is on the third floor. You're obviously in the
Addam.
But...
Addam's gonna leave with the rest of the group.
No mention of his Eidolon, though, I note.
What Dastor doesn't know, he doesn't care about. He's still trying to fucking wash his hands anyway.
Okay, so if you try to go upstairs, when the guards will say, Hemlock left a while ago with Father Xanatos.
Where did they go?
I don't know.
That's it.
Right. Okay. Well, Xanatos said he was going to meet us at the cathedral, so we'll head to the cathedral, see if he's there. Can we leave the information with the guard? Right. Hold up. Detect evil, the guard.
Yeah. No detect evil.
Actually, who was the pencil pusher? Where's he?
Secretary's nowhere to be seen at the minute. You did do a detect evil on him, and you got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did it twice actually.
Yeah. Well,
Lars needs his tea bags as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The information that I'm going to leave with the guard then is that one of the goblins has identified the fact he word for word. A Longshanks could have potentially arranged all of this, so the suggestion is that non-goblinoid has brought them together, and all of the tribes were involved. I don't think he needs to know much more than that, does he?
What about if the guard knows something about it though?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. He's not evil, is the best I can tell you.
Oh right.
Right then.
He might not be evil, but the person he works for could be.
He works for the guy that we were going to go and talk to anyway. So,
And the other thing is, technically, I'm not evil. Like, depends how you look at it in terms of an alignment perspective. He might just be neutral.
Are you one of these silly fuckers that says there's no such thing as good and evil, just a difference of opinion?
no, I think there's something.
It's true, though, isn't it?
Classified as, yeah. Sort of, if you
Apart from that
put the
serial
baby
killer,
to death, that's just wrong. You know what I mean? There's certain things you can say, no, that's evil. Yeah.
that
Can he-
serial killer bloke that was living in here he's pretty fucked up. But you know,
The only
Oh.
serial killer that I'd ever had any sympathy for was Jeffrey Dahmer, because he didn't enjoy killing people; he just had to get a body because he liked dead bodies in
So
a really bad way.
That sentence started out with sympathy for a serial killer.
Well,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
Just
it
gonna
was
move on.
it was a tortured
Gonna move on.
being, you know.
Yeah.
I don't condone him eating people. You know that was just uncalled for, frankly.
or his like lobotomies of people.
Yeah, that was pretty uncalled for. It's safe to say he was an absolute monster, but you know.
And also, like, you could kind of say that about anything, couldn't you? You could be like, you could go for like a mass murder and be like, I don't really like mass murdering people. I just like shooting guns.
Yeah. Well, apparently everyone that meets Edmund Kemper likes him, and he's a very bad man.
They do say that, don't they?
Yeah.
They say they're very charismatic people.
Yeah. One of the couples says, "No,
It's part of being
I
a
like-"
psychopath, though, don't they?
Yeah.
They either become serial killers or politicians.
Master
Or
manipulation.
CEOs quite often. Psychopaths.
Yeah, they say all billionaires are basically psychopaths.
Yeah, you've got to be to have that amount of money and not to have given it away to people that need it a lot more than you makes you a cunt immediately.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Think about how many Warhammer armies you could have if you're a billionaire.
You'd have
But
some
also,
Like a
though,
storage unit just full, couldn't you?
Imagine the gaming room where you could have a humongous battlefield and play
Yeah,
10,000 point.
your
40K
toys go
army.
up. Your toys go up in quality, though, don't they? When you're a billionaire, like look at Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. They're like, Warhammer don't cut it anymore. Now they're making spaceships. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, your quality of toy gets a lot bigger.
Jeff Bezos is going to be the emperor.
Yeah, it could be. He looks like
No,
that type, doesn't he?
He's definitely. Have you ever seen Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum?
Yeah, he's dark, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Teutonic dictator hiding in plain sight as a Teutonic dictator.
Yeah,
He definitely looks like he needs
ex-Nazi boy.
a white Persian cat. You know, if I ever met him, I'd say, "Go on, say no, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die, please." You will learn nothing. What? Go away, weird man. Don't like him. Freaks me out. He wants me to eat bugs. I don't want to eat bugs.
Anyway, goblins,
Sorry.
graveyard, teabags.
Shall we? So we're going up to let the Lord Commander know.
Have we got the tea bags yet? Because we were going to do that en route.
Did you want? Dastor's going to look to the group and say, "Do you want me to pop off to the shop now whilst you relay the information?" How far is this shop?
I'm going
So
to Longest,
there's one-
lads, for some Stella.
Yeah. there is one en route to the cathedral, to be fair.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
we'll just swing
go on the
by.
way.
Swing by.
It
Is there
very
anything I
important
can
that
nick
you
from Londis, Tom?
There's a lot of things. To be fair, what are you looking for? It's a herbal shop.
A herbal shop.
Yeah, it sells herbs and
Anything
teas.
that's called put somebody to sleep or like a paralysis herb?
You gonna smack my tea?
Hang on, bear with me a minute.
Have they got?
I'm gonna be like, who wants a cup of tea? And then I'll wake up with a sore bum.
Have they got any catnip?
Jake, are you muted?
Yeah, I am. I was saying you've realised you're shitting out pieces of glass for a week.
I've got cheese.
I didn't put this in
To be
myself.
fair, I could probably steal a load of tea bags as well, couldn't I, for Dastor, and like bribe him with them.
I thought you said
that,
rape
eating
him with
Thai
them.
food?
He does like eating as well.
So, the Pilberg's Pantry, which is the shop that you're going past, is a herbalist shop. So, like medicinal herbs, medicines, potions, that kind of thing. But he also kind of carries teas and, so.
Kind of potions. Anything worth procreating?
So he keeps all the expensive stuff behind the counter. You do know that much. The stuff that's kind of easy to grab is like, this is the guy. Like, if you want tobacco, this is the guy who sells, tobacco and your tea, occasionally coffee, but that's more of an import. Potions wise, probably spells potions of cure light.
Well, see, behind the counter's no issue. I slipped a ring on somebody's finger without them knowing.
What else? Yeah, I mean, what are you looking for? It's a question. Because potions are basically just bottled spells in Pathfinder, mechanically speaking. So.
Oh, wait, but anything like sleep, paralysis, or poison, just something with a bit of a oomph to it. The worst case scenario, you could think, well, I can throw this at that fucker, or tip this into some tea, or. Plus, Minato's quite partial to using the back door. So if somebody's distracted,
With a bit of glass in it. Is that what you call your cat flap, though?
yeah, dirty little cat flap.
I mean, I've got some generic sleeping herbs, mate, but I ain't got no potions that will just put people to sleep. No.
Herbs.
The shopkeeper's kind of a short, rotund man. Where's he gone? Just lost him. By the name of Oliver Podiker, known as Pilberg. Yeah, he just says, I mean, I've got some stuff for like to help you sleep, but not something that'll put you to sleep. You know what I mean?
Well, stuff that helps you to sleep in a large quantity will put you to sleep. So in my book, that's as good as gold.
Force someone to inject chamomile tea.
Do we have one potion of healing? Someone's got a potion of healing, haven't they?
I know nothing.
Can't remember who we gave it to. Did we give it to Minato?
I think you've just had your answer about him saying nothing. Mate. I couldn't tell you off the top of the head who got it.
Yeah, I think it was Minato that we gave it to because everyone else is either ranged or both me and Dastor can. Yeah, Minato's got a potion of healing. So do we need another one to spread around the party while we're here?
No, I don't know.
How much
Anyone else need healing?
potions of healing?
50 gold pieces.
50.
I ain't got that.
And how much is tea bags?
Well,
I
I'll tell
don't
you
know
what.
off the top of my head, mate.
Well, if we buy a potion of healing, can we have a supply of tea bags?
I'll tell you what. If you buy a potion of healing today from me, I don't know where you found these. Tea
Tea
bags.
bags. I can't remember where I found them.
I'm trying to work out how much they're worth. Oh no! You know what? As soon as you mentioned buying tea, I should have looked this straight up.
See if I can find them for you, mate.
Is there any way I
I'll
could
find
try and
a tea.
pinch a potion of healing while he's talking?
Yeah, I mean, makes that hand check.
Ooh,
This
this is
could
where
end-
I fuck
could
now.
end
We get chased
badly.
out.
Well, that'll do.
Yoink.
And as you do that, his hand just slams your wrist into the counter.
Wow.
Wow.
Leans over and just says,
Don't do that.
"You might want to be careful about what you're helping yourself to, mate."
And Minato, in a persuasive way, says, "I was just looking at the bottle. It's the finest craftsmanship I have ever seen."
Yes.
Dastor's going to turn to Minato and be like, "Can we at least get the fucking tea bags first, please?"
For 50 gold, 1 potion of healing, 10 tea bags.
I can't find tea bags on here at all now, mate. I don't know where I've got them
I
from.
found them. It's fine.
How much are they?
Were they cheap?
2 copper pieces per bag, yeah.
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't think
Two
they were
copper.
much.
Right. So we'll have.
Well, no, sorry, it's 2 copper for half a pound of tea. Sorry.
That's a substantial sack of tea.
I don't know what
Or
pounds are in weight.
if you want to really splash out the ceremonial tea that I've just lost.
No.
Ceremonial tea.
PG,
How much is that?
PG or Yorkshire.
What's that? Earl Grey.
Don't
I'm just thinking.
don't get
Yeah,
ceremonial. You'll regret it. It's like if you go to a farmer's market and or buy something fancy. It's always shite. Just stick to.
Are we
standard, mate.
talking? Are we talking the standard tea bags are like Typhoon? Are we talking ceremonial, or are they like a Yorkshire, a good bag?
No,
Oh,
no. Standard is
no,
Yorkshire,
no.
mate.
Standard
Yeah.
Yorkshire.
The ceremonial tea, the equivalent of like loose leaf tea. Like
Oh,
what
nah, it's a
Glasgow
mess.
gets you by. And that's 4 copper pieces for half a pound.
There's
We'll
lots of
stick
different
with
brands. There's magic teas. There's drug teas.
So 50 gold. I'll give him. And is it a potion of cure wounds?
Cure light wounds.
Cure light wounds. So either Addam or Mortis should have this, I reckon. Or Zegric.
I'll probably be okay. I got a few defensive tricks up my sleeve.
Okay, give it to Mortis. Then.
Thank you. Oh, sound. Yeah, thank you.
I like to carrot cheat between sessions, mate. I'll put it on
Oh,
there
thank
for
you.
No worries, mate.
It's going to top me drink. Oh, she'll not actually be very long.
I've typed in tea bags Pathfinder 1E, and it's literally the first thing that's come up is Yorkshire tea, Dave.
Let's be fair, it is the best tea.
Did you?
I always get Tesco's or Asda's basic.
Oh,
I
I'm
get
a Yorkshire guy. I like Yorkshire tea.
It's a good
It
big
works
bag.
really well with the harsh water around here.
Yeah, it's a good big bag.
That's what she
I
said.
hate to really fuck the system, but PG tips.
I like
You're
a PG.
missing
Try that
five.
I like a
pyramid-shaped
PG
tea
tips. I
bag.
just don't like spending that much money. I'm quite happy with Tesco's home brand.
We get
You're
ours at
missing some
Costco though, so I get bulk buy.
Yeah.
And with 10% inflation at the moment, I'm 10% cheaper every year.
You're a keeper, Lars. That's what you are.
Speaking
yeah.
of bulk buy,
was
I
thinking of money.
bought the
Right, true,
Into the
true.
Dark Kill Team box about 2 hours ago from Sam at Warhammer. Just in case somebody needs any extra bits and bobs.
There's just before we leave, after we've bought the stuff. Who's paying for this, by the way?
I've paid.
Oh, right, yeah. Just Dastor's also going to give you a nod and be like, August, don't forget you still owe me 10 gold.
Well, I'll
just
give you
give you
10 gold.
Didn't we have a big win from Summit?
Oh, who knows? Here's 10 gold.
Right.
This is what you get for not trying keeping track, guys. If you get a rely on Dave, mate, he's going to take the gold.
It's the dog slice we sold, isn't it?
Eggplant.
Dastor's gonna before we go is gonna just whisper to the shopkeep and say, although you've given me the 50 odd tea bags, I'd like to quickly just slip you a couple of silver or whatever it costs for one of those drug tea bags, and it's gonna give somebody a lucky dip at some point.
Oh,
I mean, Sam, you found them. Can you send me a link?
Tea roulette.
Also, shopkeep, I want to buy a sheet of paper and some
A
chalk.
packet of pineapple bubblicious.
You're in the wrong place for paper, mate. I'm afraid.
Oh shit!
You'll have to go down to Bin Bander's shop.
It's not important. I was just thinking it's a good thing to have to hand just in case. Just so I can write love notes and stuff.
Have you put your 10 gold on?
I put it on my 10 gold, yeah.
Yeah, sound, because I've taken it off the kitty. We've got 145 gold in the Universal Fund.
Yeah.
In the
Deleted the note as well.
And bear in mind,
Universal Fund now. Very good.
We have a pool.
Okay. Sam, did you send me a link? Sorry, mate.
yeah, absolutely on Discord.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank
Did
you.
how many tea bags did we say I've just bought again? 50.
You've got half a pound of loose tea leaves, mate.
I'm just going to say that's 50. 50.
Yeah,
and I'm up to 58 tea bags now.
That's not priced. Okay. These noise your pressure rationing.
Jesus, titty fucking Christ.
Oh, Jesus Christ, mate.
65 tea bags, Lars.
Yeah, half a pound of tea, mate. Gonna be more than that, mate.
A pound of tea can make out up to 125 cups of tea.
Sweet. So I'm up to 133 tea bags.
Wicked. Oh, I do like a brew mid-dungeon.
I'll be honest, boys. It's the weight is a lot because I put the weight wrong, and it says I'm like overweight of tea.
So he hands you one tea bag. This is camel wheat tea. One bag will cost you 5 silver, but it'll put someone out. Don't you worry about that.
5 silver coming your way. And what's it called again?
Appleweed.
Brings a whole new meaning to getting teabagged, doesn't it?
It's been sat there for a while, Lewis, and you jumped on it.
Yeah, because you could theoretically be getting teabagged after you've been teabagged, if you know what I mean. You wouldn't be able to stop them, would you?
No.
It's nice for me because it's a sexual reference that I actually get. There's some that I think to myself, I don't know what you're on about, but I'm not going to ask. But that I know what that is.
Truffle butter. Don't ask.
No, you explained that to me. Well, you explained that to Prober last time we had a game of Warcraft, and I really wish you hadn't.
Yeah. It's like somebody asks you,
No.
what's felching? You don't want to know. You really don't want to know.
What about squanching? Everybody knows squanch.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah. Hey, I'm squanching in here.
Now
You played on High Life yet?
Oh?
High Life is awesome. It's absolutely amazing. It's basically a Rick and Morty game without Rick and Morty in it. It's so
I've
funny.
seen it, yeah. I've not played it.
Oh, yeah.
Go on, stab me. I'll cut him from hole to hole. Then you kill the kid, and he goes, "Oh my god, you killed a kid in the game, and you unlock an achievement." It's like, well, that was anticlimactic.
All right. So now you've got your illicit drugs and your tea.
Graveyard.
Are we heading to the cathedral? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
And just before we go, Dastor's going to just hold out a little cup of tea up to Minato and be like, want a sip? No, it's not really.
But where did he get the hot water from?
Oh no, I've got all the gear, mate. Trust me, I was just in the corner just brewing a pot.
So as you approach the cathedral, kind of it's darkish now. We're getting into the kind of evening time. So light's starting to fade a little. And just off from the cathedral steps, so in the courtyard, initially in, Xanatos and Hemlock are stood, having another conversation. And that look of frustration that you saw before, Argus is back on Hemlock's face.
Okay. Do they see us approaching?
Yeah, so as you kind of get closer, they notice. I think the jingle of your armor probably gives you away.
Okay.
And same with Dastor. You're both in chain.
Yeah. And I would have broken at some stage violent wind, which may have got
I think because Argus would straight away. He's very matter of fact, and he'd say, "It's twice we've met today, Hemlock, and it's twice that you've looked vexed. You wish to tell us? Perhaps we can help."
Nah, it's just politics. Just politics. Fortunately, as sheriff, I have to deal with it at times. So, come on, let's walk and talk. And Father Xanatos starts leading you with a hooded lantern into the boneyard.
Hold up, I'm confronted with Lewis's foot. I think you've got a gammy toe, mate.
I have, yeah.
no jam.
Sorry.
It's that sword water.
It is, yeah. It's proper swollen. I stubbed it. So I was running after Max the other day and I caught it. Do you know when you catch it under the door frame itself? Yeah. To the point where you get like paint under your nail kind of thing. And it's ever since then, it's absolutely wrecking.
You probably broke your toe.
Well,
It's the fact that when you stub your toe, it just hurts for so long. It's just like you can stop hurting now. No, really, you could stop hurting if you want. No, it's not stopping hurting.
It's it's a cunt. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, we were making progress then. Walk and talk. Well, as he says, walk and talk. He says, "Well, you mentioned politics because we have found out from the goblins that it's possible that someone from town has orchestrated this. One of the goblins told us that, in his words, a Longshanks arranged for the tribes to come together.
Yeah, black
under
cloaks.
the leadership of a bugbear. All we know is that it was someone around 5'10", in a dark, ragged cloak, but with well-made boots. That's all the information that we got, but it definitely said Longshanks. Tell us what is vexing you. Can we put 2 and 2 together?
You recall yesterday that I was insisting on a house-to-house search for any goblin survivors.
Yeah.
Mayor Devrin. Well, she is the mayor, but she didn't want. She felt that the trauma of the attack was enough, and that a standing patrol for the town was enough.
Yes.
Okay.
Very suspicious.
What do we know about the mayor?
It's a woman.
Roll large local.
Meow. Little boy.
Okay. Well, right. I suggest that we go and, because it's night time now, we'll do what we came here to do, and then we'll go and see the mayor.
Yeah, did someone want to roll knowledge local on the Mayor Devrin?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
I'll try and give you a little bit. Depends on what you're on.
14.
So the Deverins usually hold some kind of, like, as a family, usually hold some kind of leadership role in the town, whether it be sheriff, mayor, kind of other, town council roles. She's a little bit unwilling to take the job, Kendra Deverin, the current mayor of Sandpoint, but she's been generally seen to be quite an effective leader. Yeah, I mean, she's known to be pretty solid, generally speaking. The Deverins are quite a rich local family. They own some of the big trade in town. That's all you really know. You don't really deal with those kinds of people. Do you know what I mean?
So what we didn't ask the goblins is we didn't ask if it was a man or a woman. Are there any other Deverins in town?
What was the name again of the person you're saying is a man or a woman?
Mayor
Is
Deverin.
it Sam? Mayor Deverin. Oh,
Yeah,
can't really tell if
Kendra.
it's masculine.
Kendra Deverin.
Kendra Deverin.
Is Kendra a man or a woman's name?
She's a woman. I'll help you out there.
Is it bad
no,
that the only
she's
Kendra I know is a Kardashian?
she has a younger brother,
What's his name?
whom she shares a manor. It's not on there.
I might have to chip soon, chaps. I'm starting to flag here. I don't want to do that. Oh.
It'd be nice if we all just didn't have work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Log in 9-10 o'clock in the morning. Last the whole day of it.
Can you imagine a day's worth of?
I'd get so much done.
I've done it. I've played D&D. Done 24-hour sessions when we were, like 14, 15. But it's only possible when you're 14, 15. Otherwise, people have got like responsibilities.
Well, that's the
Or
advantage
if you're
of
a
working
billionaire.
shifts. We might be able to do it.
Do you use
Jasper.
it's just
Jasper.
Lewis and Mark? Do you work? Do you have Saturday, Sunday off?
Yes, indeedy.
So if we could try and get like a weekend.
I've got kids at weekend.
Again, mate, the forest. Leave them in the forest.
Yeah, leave him in the forest.
So sorry,
Make sure they're not carrying breadcrumbs or anything.
It's Jasper.
Jaster. And they live in a family manor.
Yeah, in the family manor.
The family manor. Righto.
Oh, Jan Jansen. That's what that cat said in that video.
Yeah, it did. Are we? How much left have we got in us then?
Well, so we can fit. This is a fairly good stopping point. So just give you
I'm awake. It's just my back, innit? I'm stretching my back out.
I don't mind if you guys want to carry on a bit. Somebody could roll for me. I don't mind.
No.
I can't be too late. I mean, I'm at work at 8.
I'll give you a quick little spiel and then we'll call it done there.
Okay.
Bad.
So Xanatos is kind of leading you through the boneyard and leads you up to quite a simple but quite a large kind of crypt door.
Yes.
And as you get closer, he kind of brings his hooded lantern up. You can see that the door is slightly ajar, but it looks heavy.
Is it like a wooden door or is it like a stone carved type?
It's wood, but it's like oak,
Right.
like really thick oak.
Sort of studded, sort of
Yeah.
nasty. You're not getting through me door.
Yeah. And it's ever so slightly ajar. And Zegric, you would know that this is the crypt that's dedicated to those who died in the fire that took down the previous cathedral.
Okay.
So there's remains of a few people in here. But whether you know them by name or not, I don't know.
Is it like is it a family crypt? Those are all the
Similar, but it's dedicated to those who died in the fire of the previous
right. So
cathedral.
yeah, okay. So
Kind of denizens and
that's fair enough.
and I'll leave you with that mystery, and we'll pick up there next time.
Oh, wicked! That's a good place to start next time. I like it. Right, guys.